Oh, yeah. We're definitely rolling.
Bet.
All right, for sure. Okay.
City Sportscast.
Oh, this is episode 6.
6.
Yeah, this is episode 6 for sure. I remember that.
And 7 will be in the same outfits.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to be talking about NBA predictions today.
Yeah.
Start out with, I guess, just a little bit of news this morning. It is found out that Boogie Cousins has torn his ACL in his knee. Apparently, he was working out in Vegas on Monday.
That's a oof.
And collided knees with someone. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this man has now torn his Achilles, quad, and ACL in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Where is that going to take him?
Honestly, I feel like Boogie kind of became like a D Rose story. As like I hate to compare the two players because Derrick Rose won an MVP.
Very
Boogie
different.
was never
very
close to winning
different
MVP.
people.
But I do think that as a position player, Boogie Cousins was probably top 3 in his position for all the years that he was not uninjured and playing well. And that's like Sacramento Kings Boogie was. He was solid before he went to the Pelicans.
Even when he was on the Pelicans in
for sure.
The few months before he got injured,
Like
they were
good.
like a 6 or a 5 seed. In the
Anthony
West.
Davis and Boogie were trading 40-point games on the regular when Boogie was hot.
And 20 rebound.
Oh, yeah.
Games. Boogie can do
insane.
a 20-20, no problem.
Yeah. So, it sucks to see that for sure, especially because I wanted to see the Lakers do well. I want to see LeBron win in the West, just so that narrative of him not being the best player of all time is kind of washed out a little bit more. But I think if he can still do it without Boogie, that's even better.
Well, my only thing is I don't really think it's going to hurt the Lakers because I don't think the Lakers were planning on having Boogie start.
Yeah, but as a
was
rotation
gonna
guy,
that's still a huge hit. And he didn't do anything for them. He played 0 games.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to play the whole season.
You just signed him to a contract, and now he's not even touching the court.
Yeah, nobody wants to get hurt, so I don't think that.
But he'll be out all year.
Yeah,
ACL in your knee after those 2 other injuries.
Yeah, my biggest thing is the cap hit that he's taking on the Lakers to not even have a guy that's playing.
He took a small contract.
Next year is LeBron's last year in LA. He only signed for 3 years.
No, it's 3 with the extension of 4. So he's gonna for sure take that extension.
Okay, so even with the contracts that they have, they need it. How many long-term deals do they have right now?
None.
What is Davis on? Is he on a 1 or 2 year?
Davis will be a free agent at the end of this season.
Yeah,
but obviously he's gonna re-sign with LA.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what other moves they'll make to.
They have one open roster spot.
Yeah,
they really can't make moves.
Yeah,
you might be able to pick someone up now that Boogie's done, but they had their eyes on Iguodala hard.
Yeah.
But when you have your eyes set on someone and you're not really looking elsewhere, you're gonna miss out on those pieces.
Yeah. Well, especially now that the free agency heat's kind of over,
Yeah, there's
all the good players are signed up places, and it's going to be hard to find somebody.
I read somewhere yesterday 25% of the NBA changed teams this offseason.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
That's insane.
The Lakers do have a solid. They have a couple prospects in the G League, though, that I've been watching over the last couple of years that shooter-wise, they have a couple white guys that can just absolutely strap for whatever reason.
Pull up that guy, Andre Ingram, for a few games. He'll prove his worth.
Yeah, for sure. The Lakers have been notorious, just like the Spurs, that they have really good development, so they have guys in the G League that are just can come out, and they had the one dude for the Spurs last season or 2 seasons ago that came out of nowhere and was dropping 30 points a game.
A white?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Is that who you're thinking of?
I think so.
And then the Lakers have the white boy that number 4, I think he wore, that just exploded out of nowhere on a few plays last season. I don't even know where he ended up.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do regardless. So
yeah.
It'll be a good season for the Lakers even without Boogie.
So then moving on that, I guess we can go straight to
that's
playoff predictions.
Yeah.
So we'll start in the West since we're talking about the Lakers to begin with.
Yeah. It'll be an insane season.
It's going to be. I think the playoffs are going to be very interesting. Are we doing exact seeds or are we just doing?
I would say just to have content worth watching,
so
good seeds and opinions.
Who's your first seed in the West next season?
So,
because it's not your Blazers.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll be my Blazers either. I think the Rockets will take the number 1 seed just because.
The number 1 seed?
Yeah. Who else would take it?
Vegas has the Clippers. Vegas has the Clippers, and then I think the second most wins is LA, I want to say. The Lakers.
I don't know. I think the Rockets, Russell Westbrook, as much as I dislike him and I think he's overrated, but I do know and understand that Russell Westbrook knows how to win games because he's been doing it his whole career, regardless of who he was playing with.
I mean, just that the 1 year he was on OKC without KD, without any, he made the playoffs.
Yeah.
He averaged a triple-double, and he made the playoffs.
So he knows how to win games. So I'll give him that for sure. That's why I think he'll come in and be better than Chris Paul on
his
on the
passing
Rockets.
with James Harden's shooting, it's going to be
Chris Paul
pretty nice.
was horrendous on the Rockets the entire time.
Like I don't know, dude.
I feel like he was interchangeable with any point guard, any other point guard in the league. He's interchangeable with
that first season. They're an ankle away from a chip.
I know,
from a ring.
But would you rather be playing the game without Paul or without Harden? You know, it's like
without Paul.
Harden can take the team and at least keep them somewhat close.
And I mean,
if you don't have Harden, you're getting blown up by 25.
If the Rockets, that game 7 last year, the Rockets missed 23s. It's live or die by the 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So maybe but regardless, you're right. I would rather have James Harden on a team over Chris Paul.
So obviously the Clippers and the Rockets. The Clippers obviously have Kawhi and Paul, and both of those guys also know how to win. Paul George has been carrying the Pacers since the beginning of his career, and Kawhi's been carrying every team that he's played for.
Yeah, that's why I personally have the Clippers at 1.
Yeah,
I think the Clippers will come out the 1 seed with no issue unless it's team chemistry.
Yeah, which I don't think will be an issue.
I think the Rockets are going to take the 2 seed. I think
the
fact that Kawhi and PG have playing experience, Harden and Russ have playing experience. I think the Lakers will be the 3 seed.
Yeah. Okay, so who else are we? Lakers as a 3, you think?
Yeah. Who do you have you got the Clippers at 2 if they're not at 1?
Yeah. Rockets and Clippers kind of
interchangeable.
1 and 2. I would honestly, say like the Lakers, Blazers, and the Jazz are kind of all 3 interchangeable between 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, and 5. I meant to say. I feel like that's fair. I feel like the Jazz. The last 3 seasons.
You think the Jazz are going to finish with a better record than the Golden State Warriors?
Who do the Warriors have?
D'Lo, Steph, Willie Cauley-Stein, Draymond.
Okay, so I'll throw the Warriors in there. So
they lost a few of their. They lost Sean Livingston, not that big of a deal. They lost Quinn Cook, that's a hit. They lost Iggy, that's a hit.
That's a hit.
Boogie did nothing for them.
That's still a hit though. You'd rather have him on your team than not.
Kayvon Looney was starting over Boogie Cousins. They kept him
because he's injury prone.
And then they got Cauley-Stein, who I would say is a Boogie caliber player.
But he
just played for the Kings.
So okay. So if we throw the Warriors in there,
I think the Warriors take the 4.
The Warriors.
I think the Warriors will come in at the 4 because, like I just said, Clay comes in February. So no matter where they're at, their team is going to improve midway through the season. Kind of right when other teams are either going to hit their their hit or miss.
Yeah, same thing with the Blazers because the Blazers still don't have Nurkic starting at center, and they won't have him until probably about
post All-Star, right?
I would assume so. Gordon Hayward, it took him a minute. He didn't even play the entire season. He got injured the first game, right?
He got injured 2 minutes into the first game, and he was on a minute restriction at the beginning of the season, but he played all year this year.
Yeah, but he didn't play at all that season, though.
No, he didn't. He didn't touch the court again.
You're probably looking at post All-Star break for Nurkic.
Yeah, and especially with picking up Hassan Whiteside, there's no reason to really.
And I don't even think Hassan Whiteside is going to be starting for us. Be honest with you.
Yeah, you earn that role.
Yeah,
especially in the West, you earn that.
Yeah, so. I definitely think the Blazers will finish on the back end. As good as they look on paper, I still think they're going to have some struggles winning a good amount of games in the regular season.
The Nuggets, where are they going to fit into that?
The Rockets and let's say Clippers, Rockets,
Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers, and then 4.
Warriors.
Okay, if we throw Warriors at 4, we throw the Blazers at 5, we throw the Jazz at 6. And then you're looking at 7 and 8.
So you still have the Pelicans, the Spurs, the Nuggets.
I don't think the Pelicans are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they're gonna ride
They'll be close.
right under. It'll be like the 9.
I don't know because who on that team? Lonzo doesn't know how to win games. Zion's a rookie. What do you want?
Who also just trying to scroll down? Who also doesn't know how to win games?
Yeah. So they don't have winners on that team. No offense, they have great talent, but you need winners.
Mavericks gonna do anything this year?
No. Unless Porzingis comes back and just becomes
Porzingis.
God again,
Spurs will make playoffs,
which I think could happen.
Yeah.
And I want to see the Mavericks.
They could
be
sneak
good
in
again.
at that 8 seed if the Spurs take
For
the
sure.
7. It's gonna be between
No,
them, the
honestly,
Pelicans.
listen to this. Watch the Spurs. No, never mind. I'm not
No.
going to say it.
No chance.
Yeah, no chance. The Spurs are making the
chance.
playoffs. They're not going to miss
Come
it.
on.
But I definitely would say.
He said what? Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. I would say. You have Spurs and the Mavericks.
Greg Popovich walks off the court if he doesn't make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure. Spurs and Mavericks are kind of fighting for those
Timberwolves-
last 2 spots.
T-Wolves
I would
ain't
say.
gonna do shit.
No way.
Andrew Wiggins is so washed.
Yeah. So yeah, Nuggets, Mavericks, and Spurs fighting for the last couple spots in the playoffs. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Mavericks and the Pelicans will probably end up just missing it. But the East, I hate to say it, but 76ers are probably going to take that 1 seed.
Really? There you go.
Who else
Finally
is?
admitting something worth admitting, bro.
Well, the Celtics aren't going to take the 1 seed. Come
That's
on, it's
right,
going to
bro.
take some getting used to.
Celtics are barely winning 40 games this season, bro.
I can't wait to see where you have them in the standings. Sixers take the 1 seed.
Okay, I want you to give me your top 8, and then I'll give
All
you
right.
my top 8.
So, East, you got the Sixers taking the 1 seed. You got the Celtics taking the 2 seed. You got the Bucks taking the 3 seed.
Oh, God, dude, I just ripped that.
They totally heard that on the mic. You got the Pacers taking the 4 seed. You got the Raptors taking the 5 seed. You got the Pistons taking... No, they're not getting 6. Scroll down a little.
The Hawks are the only team, or the Nets. Hawks and Nets are probably the only team that are fighting.
You got the Nets taking the 5th seed.
The Magic are sleepers, for sure.
Yeah, but they didn't get anyone.
This, mind you, this is from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I know. You got the Nets taking the 5 seed. You got the...
Where'd you put the Bucks at?
3. Or no. Bucks at 3, Pacers at 4, Raptors at 5, Nets at 6. No, that's not.
Yeah, that's fair because KD's not coming back for a while.
Yeah, but
Kyrie's not leading the team because we've all seen how that's going to go.
maybe Nets at 5, Raptors at 6.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say for the bottom, it's really just going to be who shows up. The Wizards aren't making it. They don't have Wall all season. The Hornets are going to be the worst team in the NBA. The Knicks are going to sleep probably at 10. The Bulls aren't making it. So I'm going to say
That was what I was going to say. Is
Magic 7, Pistons 8.
Yeah.
Because
So,
the Pistons did pick up D. Rose. Not that he's going to do crazy things for them. Pairing him with, and they just got Michael Beasley, who, again, not going to do a lot, but that wasn't number 1 and number 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah, I think
With Blake Griffin evolving his game with Andre Drummond,
Yeah.
that dude's one of the best centers in the league.
I think we're only really different on early and late opinions. So, like my top 8 for this, or let's just top 10 because you have two teams out of contention that are probably close. There's no way the Bucks don't take the number 1 seed at all. The Bucks destroyed the league last year, and they only got
And they got worse.
No, you're going to have a better Giannis this season.
They lost a few
the
of their spot-up
the
shooters.
76ers lost Jimmy Butler.
Dude,
And they signed Tobias Harris to a bigger contract.
and they got Al Horford, who's going to be a great veteran presence. Coming from a Celtics fan perspective, Al Horford does nothing to the game that I haven't seen done before, but the locker room presence he has and the effect he has on other players clearly shows.
So you could say the same thing about LeBron, but look at what the Lakers did last year.
You're right. But LeBron comes in and kind of has
As the best player to play the game of basketball.
he comes in, and guys kind of know that LeBron is notorious for, if he's not a fan of you, he's going to send you off.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it's your game. Go about it however you want. But, like, look back at Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is never going to be the same player he was when LeBron said, I don't want to play with you.
My thing is, okay, LeBron has played in the league for so long and played around so many different players that he obviously knows
what play style he fits.
But he also wants role players and position players on his team.
Yeah.
Him and J.R. Smith clicked because J.R. Smith didn't like to touch the ball, and he would just spot up shoot, and he could dunk every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he made J.R. Smith look like a NBA Finals shooting guard.
Look at what Kobe did with Pau Gasol and with
Smush
Derek
Parker.
Fisher.
Like,
Derek Fisher is not an amazing point guard.
For sure.
But Kobe made him look like he was one of the best in the league.
And then Derek Fisher was hitting those game winners against the Spurs or whatever that was with
because
0.6 seconds left
you're
on the
instilling,
clock.
And I agree, you're instilling your greatness onto these amazing players. It's
sure.
the reason LeBron and Kyrie did not last longer than they did. And, like, LeBron and D. Wade could have sat down and said, you know what? Let's keep this going as long as we possibly can.
But all I'm getting at is that Al Horford is not doing that for the 76ers.
I think he's going to be a good presence on Embiid.
Yeah.
So I think Embiid's going to improve.
I would say that. That would probably be the biggest
That's
thing.
the only reason I say they take the
And
one.
I do want to say that after that whole emotional breakdown with Embiid after the playoffs last year, I do think that he'll come back and be a better player. From what everybody's saying is that he kind of kicked it into next level after that, and he's like this summer he's cut out like all that junk food BS that he was doing before games. He's like he would be watching Dragon Ball Z before the start of like a Monday night face off. Like
No, that was playoffs.
Oh yeah,
that was playoffs when they were down 2-0 to the Celtics.
So I mean, like I said,
it looks like Benny Boy might actually come in with a jumper.
Yeah, no, don't count on it.
I completely left the Heat out. I just realized
what are the Heat gonna do?
They got Jimmy Butler, so
yeah.
But they didn't lose anyone.
They lost to Son Whiteside, who was
who did not play for them. Correct or incorrect?
Okay. I got the Bucks. I would say the 76ers are still taking number 2. Okay. I would probably put the Celtics at 3. And then you're probably looking at, honestly, Victor Oladipo comes back next season. I would say actually 3 and 4 might be between the Celtics and the Pacers. Absolutely. That's fair to say.
That's why I have the Pacers at 4.
Yeah.
They're going to be a great team next year.
So then you're looking at 5.
They didn't have Depot for a lot of this season.
So let's say 5.
You still have Toronto, Brooklyn, Miami.
I would say 5 is going to go to the Nets because they were still hot and playing well even without anybody. And they only lost D'Lo and gained Kyrie. So
they didn't have nobody. They had D'Lo.
So
they have great role players. You have Chris LeVert, Jarrett Allen. They also did lose Jared Dudley. Not that that's really a hit for them.
No, it's not.
But something to note, they did lose.
So 6, 7, 8. Let's say
they got DeAndre starting too. So
let's say Heat, Magic, Bulls.
So I guess
Pistons at 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I guess Pistons may miss out because I forgot about Miami. Because obviously, like, Jimmy's going to get buckets and he's going to do things. And they're also, I know they're still very, very, very persistent on trying to bring in both John Wall and Bradley Beal. So if that gets locked in and you have Bradley Beal and Jimmy playing for a season before John Wall gets back, that's a playoff team.
Yeah, so those are our predictions for this upcoming season.
NBA is going to be a fun season. I'm very excited to see the overall layout.
Yeah.
Boogie Cousins, get well soon.
Yeah, hit us up on SoundCloud or Instagram and let us know what you think about your opinions on the standings for next season.
We can make a post on Instagram with both of our predictions too.
Yeah,
so
for sure. That'll be good. All right, guys. Thank you for watching episode 6. We'll be recording another episode right after this.
So you'll see us in the same outfits.
For sure. All right.
Football.
Deuces.